Today's Midday Kentucky cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here, and I'm at Wild Time Cooking over in the Shinaway Shops here in Lexington. And this week we have been talking all about summer foods, summer produce, simple recipes, because even as much as I love to cook, I don't like to be in the kitchen when I'm at home for too long because I want to be outside. I want to enjoy my family. So I'm always looking for just simple recipes that are fresh and flavorful, and I think we've got a great one for you today. One of the produce that I'm using right now is Swiss chard, and I have this growing in my garden at home. If you have ever planted a little herb garden at your house, this is a great green for you to grow because it grows straight up and it grows in a small bunch, so it really doesn't take up that much room. So it's great for just like urban gardening. But chard is kind of like kale in terms of flavor. It's just a great green, and it also wilts really well and works in dishes. It's very versatile, and we're going to be incorporating this into a pasta dish. Now I went ahead and broke off the stalks. You could save these, and I've actually seen some recipes where people have pickled these and keep them for just pickling like vegetable. But I'm not going to use those in this dish. Now the leaves we're going to take, and they've been pre-rinsed, and I typically will just roll them up and stack them like that, and then just do some slices, and the slices are just going to give us some nice ribbon like strips. So this is basically a big chiffonade, but the same way I typically cut basil as well. So what we're making today is a pasta dish. We're using orecchiette pasta, which also may be known around my house as the thumbprint pasta. And I've told my girlfriend that was here to go get me some thumbprint pasta, and she knew what I was talking about when I said orecchiette. She was like, huh? So that may be a common name around your household as well. So we've got some chard, we've got orecchiette pasta. I went ahead and cooked this, and so as far as cooking pasta goes, I typically will do boiling salted water, heavily salted, and drop our dry pasta in, and right at 10 minutes pull it. Now when you have a smaller pasta like this, you need to probably check it around 8 minutes to 9 minutes or so, because sometimes these will cook a little faster than say your traditional just spaghetti. All right, so we have our chard, we have some fresh basil, we've got some fresh corn, and what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the corn off of the cob, and we're going to use the corn kernels in this dish. This is basically going to be a one-pot dish once you have cooked off your pasta. And you can also cook your pasta several days in advance if you know you're meal prepping and you want to just have the pasta and then incorporate it into various dinners. You can just keep it in your refrigerator airtight, and then it is good for several days. All right, so we're going to cut the corn off. I do have some bacon as well. Now the bacon I went ahead and cooked in the oven, but if you didn't want to do that, you could just dice the bacon up and then start it off in the pan and brown your bacon first. All right, so we've got a pan working here on a medium heat. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil to it, and then we're just going to start building this dish with some various flavors and just start letting it kind of come together on its own. All right, so medium heat. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go with a little bit of diced onion. Just a great way to start a lot of dishes because it's going to add some flavor to the pan, and if you know the beauty of onions and garlic, it makes everything better in my opinion. So we're going to add a little bit of garlic to the pan along with the onions. It's popping. We're having popped garlic apparently. All right, we're going to go with our Swiss chard and our corn. Okay, so corn kernels I'll start with because the chard will cook very quickly. It will wilt quickly. Again, this is so great for summer, and also something that you and the kids can do together because it's just one pot. So get them in the kitchen, get them involved, and get them working with you. I'm going to pull this together. You can find the full recipe for this dish at our website, or Midday Kentucky's website at wtvq.com/recipes. And if you want to see more recipes and learn more about cooking from me, you can come to Wild Time Cooking or check me out on Instagram at Chef Allison Davis. We'll be right back after this short break.
Today's cooking segment was brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.